Our 10th fit myth is that cushiony shoes are best. Take a look at this shoe. Look at the sole on this. Look how thick this heel is. Look how thick the sole is all the way down this way. What happens when you're in a really thick cushioned shoe is you may think it feels better, but it actually interferes with your ability to feel the ground underneath you, and it really can mess up your ability to balance, because where your weight shifts on your foot doesn't get any pushback from the ground, so the shoe allows things to happen that the ground or a more firm surface would correct. Like, for instance, if your hips were inclined to kind of turn in some. A firm, smaller soled shoe would be more like having the ground underneath to kind of push back up and push everything back into line. Also, look, I can't twist this shoe. And so that means that we're taking something that is essentially flexible, like your foot, and putting it into this box that does not allow natural movement in your foot. Now, these shoes are super popular, and this shoe probably weighs about a quarter what this one does. So there's a lot to be said for a light shoe, but see all those little squishy holes all the way down here? That means every time you step down on one of those sections, it gives. It doesn't push back, and that starts to interfere with your balance. So people who come in and think that they have balance issues very often just need to change their shoes so that their feet can kind of feel the ground better. Also, if you notice right here how this shoe is made to turn up on the end, that's called toe spring in shoes, and that toe spring is meant to sort of like push you off when you walk. But the problem is that you end up with so much pressure down here on your forefoot that can start to cause some issues like subluxed metatarsals and loss of that metatarsal arch. That's not what your foot's shaped like, so why would you want your shoe to be shaped that way? And finally, this is my shoe. And I really like this shoe. This is an Ultra for anybody who wants to know. See how there is no drop between, that's called zero drop, between the heel and the forefoot. I can feel the ground underneath me, and I can twist this shoe in a knot if I want to. That's much better suited to my foot than these other shoes would be. And the thing is if you feel like you need a shoe to correct something, for instance, if you've got pressure in some parts of your foot, or if your feet get tired, or whatever reason, a lot of times people go to shoes to fix mechanical problems that the shoe's not really able to do. If you've got some issues like that, what you need to do is go back to the source of the problem and deal with that rather than trying to fix it with a shoe. A shoe's a really big Band-Aid.